So I think one of the cool parts about my path is started in music and ended up switching at some point to study engineering. But I think what I just want to highlight for kids is there are so many possibilities that exist in the world for things you can do. And something like music could take you in any different direction. And I'm curious if you guys have hobbies from earlier in your life that have kind of helped contribute to where you are today, or even if they're unrelated to spaceflight, that you kind of lean on in this experience.
Well, I would say I'm similar passion, but different career path with it, would say flying. So been a pilot for 20 years, and there are things from that world on just checklist discipline and briefing and debriefing, having a good, risk calculus under pressure that I've applied to all sorts of things in my life, from my day job, which is nowhere near as interesting as spaceflight, to the spaceflight world. So I'd say that what began very much as a hobby or an outlet outside of my career led me through multiple career paths.
It's pretty cool. Just to piggyback on the whole aviation and flying background experience, it's taught me many things, but a couple of things come to mind is attention to detail. Just focused on the simple things and making sure you're crossing the T's and dotting the I's when it comes to understanding the details and not missing anything, because we can't afford to make mistakes when we go to space. So I think attention to detail is a very important thing. Flying in combat, you got to be able to handle stress. We all have challenges. We all experience stressful situations. It's how we react is a good judgment of our character. So we got to be able to handle those stressful environments. And I think the training that we go through certainly provides that environment for us to gain that experience. We not only focus on the expected normal procedures, but we also, thanks to the development of contingency operations and checklist procedures, we got to handle when things go wrong and how we work together as a team. Are we doing the right thing when it comes to the procedures to make sure that we return safely?
I would just add that I think for me, I did gymnastics growing up, and I think what that taught me, which I suspect is experienced by a lot of people in their various hobbies and sports, but it taught me perseverance. I think it taught me the value of practice and the fact that you're not going to get it perfectly every time, and you have to keep trying and keep working at something and try it over and over and over. Even on bad days, you keep going. And I think that was a life lesson that I've carried with me.
Yeah, you kind of mentioned practicing there. I feel like one of the skills from music is the ability to break down any problem and like practice very small pieces of it until you can build a whole. And that feels so applicable to spaceflight, where you are tackling these immense challenges and you have to like focus on the hardest problems and break those down as best you can and solve that problem and move on to the next one. And probably similar to gymnastics, you're learning with repetition how to break down the things that you can't accomplish and then, see them through with practice and get to the other side.